we're back.
And today's guest is going to be Mr. Angel Santiago with Amazing Action Comics.
Yes.
That should be fun. Yeah,
Yes.
nice. I was looking at their website.
He wanted me to mention that
Oh, yeah.
they're currently, in fact, I got it right here. So they're looking for submissions. So they're a publisher, they're an independent publisher. So if you're an independent creator, if you're a dynamic duo or a writer artist team, and you guys have a finished product, they are looking for submissions. And I'm sure he's going to talk about the details when he gets on the show.
Yeah, I definitely have some questions about that. I actually made a list of questions that I had. Very interesting. I love having independent publishing companies, not just independent artists, but a whole company that publishes comics, because a lot of guys that are out there have books that they say, okay, how do I get it to a broader audience? And it's nice to have somebody come on to tell us a little bit about that process in today's market,
Sure.
So that's going to be very interesting to talk to him about. And that should be good. But what have you been up to? What's going on with you? I know you're always busy, so what's going on?
Oh man, I don't even have it here, but I got some new art books to my collection. I got the art of, I think it's Joe Mad,
Okay, yeah.
The Dark Side. I think it's the Dark Side, the book.
Yeah.
So I got volumes 1 and 2, or 1 or 3 and 1 or 2. I got 2 volumes.
Nice.
And the artwork is just off the chain.
Yeah.
So I will be doing that on I Create Story segment, or even on the Craze and 10LS, but it's just amazing stuff. So I got that. What else has been going on? Just been networking. I connected with Angel on Instagram, so that's good. And just making things happen.
Yeah, man, cool. Yeah. I actually just got I just got The Devil's in the Details, the Todd McFarlane book.
Nice.
Yeah, I just got. Yeah, I didn't realize how big that book was, bro. I was just looking through it. I haven't really sat down and read it, but that thing is huge. I went to see, because I got the trade paperback on Amazon. I got it for like $30, dude. It was a steal.
Yes.
Steal.
Yes.
I went to see how much the hardcover version of that book is. $150, dude, for the hardcover. Is that what you got?
No, I don't have the hardcover. No.
I was like,
the hardcover for Madura, because it was in the 30s. I think it was like $33.
Okay. Yeah.
But I got the same price that you got on Amazon for The Devil's in the Details, because the hardcover was just out of control.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But that is a very informative book. I definitely recommend anybody.
It's like
to read.
it's like if you have a weekend off.
Yeah.
And you just want to stay indoors, that's a great book to sit in your yard or sit indoors and just big never-ending pot of coffee and just chill and read and take notes.
Yeah. That guy was a beast, dude. Was a beast. And not for nothing, and I was talking to Aníbal about this, his artwork wasn't the greatest at the beginning. Like, if you look at his stuff back in the day, it's not like it was like, oh my God, this guy's going to be amazing. He's definitely going to, he's going to have a career in comics. He worked at that stuff.
Yes.
He's Todd McFarlane because he obviously put in the work after over 400 or 200, whatever it was, rejection letters. You know what I mean? Like, he just constantly kept just honing his craft and going in and making the changes they told him to make.
Yes.
So yeah, no, it's a great book, great story. I actually, and speaking of rejection letters and all that kind of stuff, today's topic: feedback versus static. I was thinking about this because I was reading that book and I was thinking, okay,
static, let's go. So, go ahead, go for what you know.
what is the difference between feedback and then somebody just tearing your stuff apart? You know what I mean? Because there is such a thing as constructive criticism, which kind of like tells you, okay, do this, work on that. And then there's just the blatant, that's trash, get it out of here. Have you encountered either one of these things? And what would you say is the biggest difference between the two? I guess one of the differences is obvious.
I think, so this is 2-part response to this, because I think one, you set yourself up if you don't know your audience, right? Mm-hmm. So and I'll give an example in a second. I think the second part of it is, it could be taste, a matter of taste, right? So know your audience. So if you're an independent creator, you don't want to send your stuff to a mainstream critic, right? Who's never looked at it in the book or reviewed an indie book, and it's a big two guy?
Actually, all right. So I'm actually just half of Amazing Action Comics. So my partner Justin Bartz is actually in Michigan, and I'm in Jersey. So this wonderful world of technology allows us to be really just, united across borders,
Right.
so to speak. But yeah, I mean, I've loved comics since I was a child. I drew through all high school. I went to school for art. It's just something that's always been in my blood since the very beginning when I could, do something. Obviously, your parents say that's not a path to take if you want a career. So you go different ways. But, later on in life, I guess this is like the second chapter of my life. I go back to the things that I love, and I want to end the second chapter of my life with doing the things that I love. And it's comics. Even in this crazy time, it is comics.
Yeah, I know. So did you grow up in Jersey?
I didn't. I grew up in actually Hell's Kitchen, bro.
Oh,
I'm a New York City boy, yeah.
Wow.
I grew up on 35th and 9th, right next to Midtown South Precinct. I went to the festival, the 9th Avenue Festival, every year of my life because it started on 36th Street all the way up to like 54th.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any formal training, Angel, in art?
So yeah, so I actually went to fashion industries for a couple semesters, and then in college, the college that I went to, Mercy College up in Dobbsbury, which is not too far from Yonkers.
Dude, I went there. That's where I went.
Really?
I swear to God. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. On the Dobbsbury campus.
Dobbsbury campus. Yeah.
Holy crap! So when I was there, they didn't have a computer arts and animation program.
Nope.
So that came later on, and actually, probably like in my third year, I got picked up and I became the assistant dean of online learning. That's when online learning actually became a thing, and we were actually one of the first ones to implement it. So my focus got into there, and what was really great about working for the college is you get your courses for free.
Correct.
So to this day, I don't have a degree, but I have a Can we curse on this? I was gonna but I have a ton load of credits.
Right.
And so towards the end is when they actually brought the computer arts and animation department, and I took a bunch of courses. I've even taken courses at the Joe Kubert School of Cartooning over in Dover, New Jersey. So I've taken a ton of ancillary courses as well. So I've had a lot of exposure to training, but I haven't received a degree in anything. For me, it's always about experience.
Right. No, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sam, you had one? You had a question?
Yeah. So what was the first comic that you've ever read?
That's a tricky one because I can't remember for the hell of me because I couldn't afford comics growing up. I mean, I'm super poor, but my friends that did have comics, I borrow off of them. And obviously, when you borrow off of people, you just don't. It's not yours. You don't remember. Right. But I can tell you right now, the $1.95 that I took out of my pocket to buy my first comic was Spawn #1 by Todd McFarlane. That was the very first comic book I ever bought.
We were just talking about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
George just bought I Have the Devils in the Details by Todd McFarlane. And George had it himself when we're talking about Todd.
Dude, it's a dope book, bro. It is so good. It is so good.
And it was just like, that was the whole big Image boom and stuff like that. And, I'm a big Rob Liefeld fan. And I know people make fun that he can't draw feet and hands. But if you look back at that time, there was nothing like it. And I think that's what stood out. And you can't look at now and look at the art and critique it because it was a completely different time. And it just stood out. I mean, that X-Force #1, holy dude.
Yeah, right.
I would leave it in the bag and just look at it, and I was like the line work on it was just ridiculous and stuff like that at that moment.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the submission process for you guys, because I was reading through it, but and so I know a little bit about it. But tell the people who are listening to the show, what are some of your guidelines for submission?
All right, so actually, I'll give you more advice because this is actually the submission guideline across multiple platforms is quite similar. You'll have some people that won't require you to have finished work. It'll just be the submission pages that you do, 5 or 6 that they want to see of the work, the synopsis of your work, the creative team that's on it, what kind of genre it falls in, what the price point's going to be, all that stuff. When we look at people, when we look at working with people, we want completed work. In this industry, it is about deadlines. And I can't have, if you're giving me, this is a one shot and you have the one shot complete, fantastic. If this is a 5-issue miniseries, how many pages do you have complete? How many books do you have complete? Oh, we have the first, 5 pages of the first book complete. Good, great. Come back to me when you have all 5 done. Right. Because if it's all done, then I can market and sell that a lot easier. Right. So I can sell 5 books that are completed in 5 months, and then bam, you got to trade at month 6, and then you're closed out. But if you
Right.
got 5 pages and all of a sudden you lose your creative team, then I've got nothing to market.
Right.
So we're a little bit more stringent on that process, because once we have completed work, it's our job is so much easier.
Which is pretty crazy.
And we've worked with.
So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The stuff looks good. Go visit, the website and check it out. And if you have stuff to submit, send it to them as well. AmazingActionComics.com.
Absolutely, man. And next week, tune in, because we're gonna have another comic book company, Black Moss Comics, is coming next week. So check that show out. And I guess we'll sign off here, and then we'll catch you on the flip side, right?
Yes, I'm Sam the Crazy Man. Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
You so crazy, crazy. Who's the craziest? I'm so crazy. You so crazy, crazy. Who's the craziest?